Hello. 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 Happy Money Making Monday. Happy Money Making Monday. I hope you all, as you're coming on, are having a really great day. Everything is working out for your good. You're closing out this month very strong. Y'all, we have had one heck of a busy month for those of us that trade. This has been a very busy month. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and that's not just the forex market, y'all. There are people who have been trading in the stock market, and they have been like, "What in the world?" Like, of course, they've had their really good days and stuff, but for the most part, everybody's been feeling like the build up to these tariffs that's about to be enforced starting tomorrow. So that's something I kind of wanted to touch on um before we get into everything. So y'all, as you're jumping on, do me a favor, like the video, like give it a thumbs up, okay? Whether you're watching live with me, hey, or you're watching the replay, hey, okay? Give it a thumbs up first, and then of course you can heart if anything that I say is like, "Ooh, that makes sense," or "Yep, I can see why this, that, and the third." Okay, and then also share, y'all, because sharing is caring. We want to make sure that every person that is new to this market, that is considering getting into this market as a trader, we want to make sure that every single person is aware of like ways that they can get into the market. Now, I may or may not be that person's cup of tea. That's not your concern. Your concern is, hey, I'm sharing because this has helped me in the past and it has the potential to help you. Whether it does or doesn't, does not matter. I did not realize that this computer was in the way. But whether it does or doesn't, don't concern yourself with that. Just do your part and that's share it. When you share it, whether they watch it or not, it's totally on them. Okay. So that's part of it. And then also press that subscribe button. Okay. Just hit subscribe. All right. And then there's a bell, y'all, that's on here. The bottom right of your screen, you should be able to see a bell. Press that bell as well. That's a notification bell. So that way you know when I am live and you can actually jump on here, tune in, comment, and share as well with future live streams that I have, okay? In any video that I have posted, all right? So that's the other thing. Now let's get into this disclaimer, y'all. I don't have slides today. I don't have slides today. However, I will, have them back next week. It's been busy. That's not an excuse, but let's just go with what we're doing. So, disclaimer, y'all, don't forget that trading and investing in any market, but definitely in this market, has its risk. Okay, so I don't know why this is doing that. Okay, there we go. So I want to make sure that every single one of you that are tuning in, live, replay, doesn't matter. Every single one of you is taking the necessary precautions when it comes to entering the market. Make sure that you're studying what you're being taught or shown or something that is being shared with you. Make sure that you are only putting money into the market that you can afford to lose. With everything that has been going on in the United States specifically, okay, everything that has been going on, we want to make sure that like we are not putting ourselves in harm's way. Inflation is still high. Interest rates are still high. Like all of these things are still happening. People aren't getting raises like that left and right. There are people being laid off of their jobs. There are people being fired. All of this stuff is going on, y'all. Airplanes crashing back to back. Like we got too much going on for us to just be taking unnecessary risks. Okay, so if that amount of money that you can put into the market is $1,000 and it won't hurt you at all, any way, shape, or form, by all means, put that 1,000 into the market. If it's more than that, 10,000, 100,000, whatever it is, but I need you to look at you, not what anyone else is doing, okay? Because your results are going to be dependent upon how you take in information and how you apply that same information, okay? So those are some of the things that I want to make sure that I put out as a disclaimer. Last part, y'all, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a licensed trader. I don't work with or for the CFTC here in the United States, okay? Because I am a U.S. resident, a U.S. citizen, born and raised, okay, in the United States, y'all. I'm not working for anyone but myself. All right, Prosperity Calls is my company. I created it. I run it. Okay. And I have great people that are a part of it, that are our support system and all this stuff. I appreciate every single one of those people, but I want to make it clear. I don't work with any network marketing companies, none of that stuff. So anything that I share with you guys is stuff that I have either paid for or gotten for free and applied in my life to help me to be able to do what I do today. Okay, which is why I want to pay it forward, because a lot of us could just use a little bit of a helping hand. All right, and that's what we're here to do today. All right, so now we got the formalities out the way. Let's talk about last week. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. We went over 3 trades, and then we're going to start talking about these tariffs, right? We went over 3 trades last week, and that was SPX 500, USDJPY, as well as what was the other one? Oh my gosh. Um, I'm trying to think of what it was now. Go, goodness gracious. Which is on my screen right now. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do it. So as you all can see, clear as day, what I honestly was anticipating, because the lead up to these tariffs and everything, I honestly was anticipating gold to buy, because it's been doing it for pretty much since the announcement of these tariffs on Canada, Mexico, China, and the EU, right? So I just want to make sure that we're all aware. If you were like, oh, Leon, you didn't say it was going to be a buy, go back and watch the video from last week, okay? These are released every Monday. We're live every Monday, okay? So you go back and check it out. So that was the anticipation, right? And that's why, of course, I have these marked up. I didn't have anything higher than that because, again, I didn't have any data to tell me where price has the potential to go, okay? Because it's been there before. I didn't have that. Now, I know there are some people that use certain tools, use a bit of AI that gives them a bit of an edge. But I'm going to be honest, y'all, when it comes to trading, I don't necessarily do that 100%. No, I'm going to be honest. I really don't do that. I only do that like using like the fib extension for investing, because I want to kind of see how far up that potential, that investment has the potential to go. Okay, when it comes to trading, I'm like, look, I don't want to force nothing, because anything can happen with trading. It could switch like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I personally don't do it. This isn't to say it's a right or wrong thing. Everybody's different. Okay, so you do what works for you. All right. But as you can see, I did update this morning. I saw that gold did create a new all-time high versus the all-time high I saw on the 28th on Friday. So it created another all-time high this morning, as you can see at 1 a.m. and then it's just kind of hovering here. So yeah, so we'll be able to see, more than likely, gold will continue to do what it's been doing, unless tomorrow the market has already figured out, like, okay, well, when the tariffs do happen tomorrow, the price has already kind of been like put into the market in a sense. Like, and I keep hearing this, and I'm like, I don't understand that, but it kind of makes sense to me how you can have an idea of something, like how it's going to impact something already. So of course the price is going to continue to go up, 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 or it may consolidate a bit. So what could happen here, honestly, y'all, with gold, we could see it consolidate a bit, and then it makes another high. It may not be as high because the tariffs are tomorrow. It's supposed to be activated tomorrow. So we'll see. But again, I'm just curious to see what happens on tomorrow. So that's gold. And then we're going to go to USDJPY so you guys can see how that played out. Oops, I left out the B. USDJPY. I want y'all to see how that played out. Okay, so this was the markup. I did have like three take profit points for the buy with this. But I also had, look at all of this for the sale, right? So I had 4 for the sale as well. So what did happen with USDJPY, it did retrace back, and then it went up to the take profit 1 area. It fell shy a little bit of it, as you can see. Let me make this a bit bigger for y'all. So you should be able to see that, see how it's like 2 pips off looks like. 1 to 2 pips off, right? And then it just broke down into a massive sell. Okay, so it actually got close to the take profit 4 area, but it definitely hit 3 of those sale areas, and it didn't retrace either. Here it just it did. It pulled down and then pulled up and came back up a little bit, and then went. Okay, so that's USDJPY. SPS 500 is next. SPS 500 is next. So let's check that out. It's this one. All right, SPS 500 just broke all the way down. It hit the take profit 1, and then it just this one. Thank you. Hey, Daddy said this my mail. I'm not gonna ask. So yeah, so SPS 500, it did hit take profit 1. It did hit take profit 1 for the buy, but it just broke all the way down, and it broke down past our previous week low here. It just kept going actually. So I'll mark up a new one for this week so that way we can see what it looks like. All right. So yeah, so last week that's how that went. But what I do want to just point out today is, tariffs are tomorrow. So this is just something we need to kind of pay attention to, think about. When it comes to Forex, there are a couple of things that we could see with tomorrow, these tariffs being active, right? So one could see, a difference in the strength or weakening of the US dollar. Okay, I'm definitely looking. Hold on. As a matter of fact, let's look at the DXY real quick. So I'm gonna show y'all real fast. DXY. So that way we can kind of get an idea of what it's been looking like, at least for this past quarter. Okay. I'm gonna put this on the day, and in this way we can see it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So from the election day, we saw that the dollar strength did go up massively, and then after that, it's just been going down. After I say election day, yeah. So after election day, January 13th, this is even before inauguration day, right? Before inauguration day, the dollar strength has just continued to go down. It kind of went up a bit in February, but then we've just been seeing down, down, down. So if we continue to see this, right, and I did have it marked, right, but if we continue to see price continue to break down, and the dollar value, I should say, continue to break down, then y'all, yeah, when it comes to things paired with the US dollar, we are we could see the economy really hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this: if the tariffs lead to like increased demand for U.S. goods and services and everything, by making the foreign alternatives more expensive, then the U.S. dollar may strengthen. Okay, and that'll be pretty much due to like higher economic activity. Right. And then, of course, investor confidence. So I'm going to tell y'all, and I've said this multiple times. Let me forward this or mute it because I can hear it. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to mute it and it's not doing it. There we go. Okay, so here's the thing. This is something that I really want us to just think about, pay attention to. And that is the fact that right now, the US dollar is not as strong, right? We've seen what happens with things paired with the US dollar. So, an example, like I just use gold as an example. Gold is the gold that I'm showing you guys is gold USD, right? So, the price of gold has been skyrocketing because more investors are like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen with these tariffs. Now, here's what I want you guys to pay attention to, and I've said this multiple times, and that is follow the people with the big money. see what they're doing, listen to what they're saying, but also watch what they're doing. Because sometimes what they say and what they do don't match up, right? But if what they're saying and what they're doing matches up, then that means for us as people who don't have those billions, people who don't have those hundreds of millions, we need to take heed and start making adjustments according to our own budget, according to our lifestyle and what we want to see happen after these 4 years with this particular president, but also just how do we want to see our lives in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, so on and so forth, right? So Warren Buffett has almost $350 billion cash ready to deploy and put into something. Okay. So this man has been doing this since, when did I start? I'm trying to think. I think it was 2023 when I started buying treasury bills because I was reading and he was talking about how he put at that time he had like 100 billion in treasury bills, and this is 2023. And I was like, why would Warren Buffett have that much in treasury bills? But I got to reading and I was like, you know what? Let me start doing that too. Here's why. Because it's easier to get that back. One, treasury bills are a very low risk investment, and you are more likely to get your money back, right? But two, you can do them in smaller increments. You don't have to put your money up for a whole year or 2 years or 5 years, like with bonds and stuff. You can actually do, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, up to a year with treasury bills. So he's been putting his in 3 and 6 month treasury bills. So I'm like, well, I'm doing the same thing, right? Because that's the greatest investor of our time that we all know, right? So we just really need to follow the money. The people who are saying it and doing the same thing, not say one thing and then do something else. We need to follow those individuals and then study and apply how we see fit to apply into our lives as traders and investors, right? And then also something else to think about: inflation and interest rates. So we saw that Jerome Powell put out there with their last, was it last week or the week before? Now I'm trying to remember. It was either last week or the week before when he was talking and he said, "Hey, we're not going to raise tariffs, but we're not going to raise interest rates, but we're not going to lower them either. So it's going to stay where it is." Okay. So here's the thing: higher tariffs, y'all, can also lead to increased costs for imported goods, and that's going to push inflation rates higher here in the United States. Oh, those of us that are consumers, we are going to foot the bill. To be honest, we're going to have to pay more money for, basic things like if you purchase paper plates because you're having a cookout. Guess what? You're probably going to have to pay more for that, because I learned that these are some of the things that goes into paper plates being made come from Canada. Didn't know that. Okay. Homes are going to cost more because some of the wood that is used on some homes and everything that comes from Canada. So if inflation rises significantly, what may happen, okay, the Federal Reserve may, this is a strong may, respond with tighter monetary policy, okay? And that could strengthen the US dollar. But again, if economic growth slows down, then the Fed may delay the rate hikes, all right, or even cut rates, okay? And that again could weaken the US dollar. So I just wanted to make sure I give y'all like at least 2 key things to pay attention to. Something else. Oh my gosh. If you trade the euro, okay, because EU is on there too, Canada is on there too. So those are 2 that we normally would trade, right? Currencies like the EUR and CAD could also react based on how much their trade relationships with the US are affected. So I need you guys to put those 2 most definitely on your radar if you trade them. Okay. So keep that in mind when it comes to that. So those are the things that I wanted to just kind of touch on to talk about tariffs as we get into that. So that means we trade USDJPY because that's a US based pair, right? So USDJPY, we have a risk of sentiments kind of shifting. So, how you've been trading it, it may need to adjust a bit. Okay. Just kind of keep it in mind. And as a matter of fact, this is what I will also say. when it comes to the uncertainty following this, what I would also say is if you can lower your risk, like seriously, this is the time to start readjusting your trading plan, lower your risk, lower the amount of trades you're entering on a daily basis. I got it, scalpers, y'all go ham sometimes or whatever, but I'm telling y'all, this is not the time to gamble. Okay. Like if you know that there's a potential shift on the horizon, move a bit smarter. So this isn't to scare anybody. This is just to say, keep that in mind, okay? So USDJPY, because we do look at that every week. For my people, EUR/USD, because again, EU is being a target of these tariffs. So if the tariffs target the EU, then Euro could weaken too. Okay, possibly USD CAD. Okay, for people who do trade that pair, that ain't one that I like. I stopped trading that a long time ago. But if you do trade that, trade dependent currencies, reacting trade, the tariffs, guys, my goodness, the trade tariffs can also cause those to move a bit different. It's just going to be reacting pretty much off of our policies. Okay. So there we go. So I just wanted to put that out there, y'all. Let's get to it. All right. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully that helped. So you got the DXY. I showed you guys that. Okay. Next we're going to go into what is happening this week um as far as news goes, and then I'm going to go to the chart. So let me show you guys this real quick. FOREX Factory, because again, I told you I didn't do the thing, so sorry. Okay, so give it a second because sometimes there's a bit of a delay before I start talking. Okay, hopefully y'all should be able to see my screen right now. So here's the thing, y'all. This is a FOREX Factory, which is what I use. You're not wrong if you don't use this. I use it because it's pretty beginner friendly. Okay, so for everyone, this is today's news, but I want you guys to see what's happening tomorrow. And then also I'm going to show the second. Okay. So that way we know tariffs are being activated on tomorrow. But then I also want you to see what other news is happening tomorrow. So that way you can adjust accordingly if you haven't already looked. So tomorrow, this is what we have. Yellow fold, this is low impact, so don't really worry about that. But orange and red orange is medium, red is high impact. If you're like, I don't understand why I should care as a trader about core CPI for the euro. Well, if you trade the euro, okay, if you do EUR/USD, if you do EUR/JPY, whatever it is that you trade, you want to know how this can possibly impact your trading. Just click on this folder here where it says open detail, and then it gives you the information. Okay, so why traders care, bam. All right, and then these are just a few little notes. All right, and this is giving you some of the past history from each month that they have done it. Okay, and it's just showing you green is good, red is bad. Okay, if it's black, then that means that it's actually what they forecasted. All right, there you go. Okay, so now you have tomorrow. You should be able to see tomorrow. Now let's look at the second, and then we're going to go into the chart. So tomorrow we also have non-farm employment change. This is big in the United States. Clearly, red folder. That's the only red folder that we have for tomorrow for the second. On top of tariffs, y'all. So that's two major things. And this is Central Standard Time, okay? Or Central Daylight Time. Because daylight savings, okay? So this is Central Time. So if you're on the East Coast, then that's going to be at 8:15 a.m. If you're on the West Coast, that's going to be at 5:15 a.m., okay? Again, if you want to know what this is, why is this important to me as a trader, you just click on that folder. Bam, there you go, okay? This data provides an early look at employment growth, usually 2 days ahead of government released employment data that is designed to mimic. And then here's why traders should care. Job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall economic activity. Y'all know that they've been talking about recession. So if we don't have a good number, let's go back to this. If we don't have a good number of jobs being created, if we don't have a good number of people maintaining employment, and if we don't have consumers spending money, y'all, and consistently, right, and our GDP is slowing down, and this negative quarter after quarter, y'all, that is a recession. So we want to make sure as traders we are seeing that, because that means we can kind of get ahead of it if we're looking for a possible sell-off. All right, because people may start selling stuff to get money, or selling stuff to put money into other assets that have a bit more longevity, and they can hedge against inflation and all of these things, or to deploy into other investments, like I said. All right, so there we go. So now y'all have your news for tomorrow. You have your news for Wednesday. Just don't forget, the second is when the tariff. The second, wait, is it? Yeah, the second is when the tariffs are going to be deployed. So we got to make sure that we're paying attention. All right, so now let's go to charts so we can mark them up real quick. Let's go to charts and mark it up. So again, we're doing USDJPY. We're doing SPX 500, and we're also doing gold. 1 second, y'all. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go to gold since it's on here. It's part of my watch list. I need to add USD, JPY, SPX 500 today, so that way I can keep them on here. Okay, so let's do week. I am gonna update it tomorrow, so y'all may see the orange line. It's gonna change because tomorrow's gonna be a new month. Okay, so I want to make sure I update it accordingly. All right, so let's get this out the way. And if you have any questions, by all means, ask your questions, type it in the chat. And even for my people that's watching a replay, like, y'all don't worry about, oh man, like I wasn't live. You can still put your question in the comment. Okay. The only thing is I just have to come back to it and reply. Okay. But I get the notification, so I can actually reply to it. All right. Let me change this out. And so what I'm doing for all those who are new and are not familiar with what I do, I am doing something called a top-down analysis. Now, there are some people who may say, I don't do my top-down analysis like that. And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do yours like I do mine. Okay? It's perfectly fine. But what I do is I identify the previous high and I identify the previous low. So I do the week. Everyone's different. Okay. My ladybug said that she wants me to say everyone is different. So that's what I said. There you go. So yeah, so we identify the previous high and the previous low. So I do the week. I normally have the month already, which like I said, I'll do tomorrow. So I have the previous high and the previous low for the week. And then also for the day, which is what I'm going to right now. Okay. So as we can see here, the previous high for the day is the same as the week. So I'm going to delete this old one because that's not going to exist anymore. And let me do this one. Move this down to the previous low here. So this is the current day, and then this is the previous day. And that's what we want to identify. So I'm going to do this. Boom. And then I'm going to delete this out of here because that's not what I have. All right. And I delete all these other ones so that way I could just start over. Okay, so I only want to have the lines for the top-down analysis, and I still have my thing on here for the imbalance. All right, lock that so that way I don't mess it up. Okay, so we saw on the week, gold has been buying. We see on the day, gold has been buying, which is what we anticipated last week. So now, oops, wrong button. Now I can go down to the 4 hour and do this. Let's see. So as you can see, price got close to this imbalance. Like it hovered above it, but then it just said, "Nah, we out." And so on the 4 hour, I can do this previous. Well, actually, I could do this previous low here because this is a pullback, and then I can go up here. So let's see if price goes into one of these areas for a buy opportunity. Let's see. See. You like it too? That's good. All right. So it looks like if price were to come between, really looking like above 3,000 still, and this is 3,049 to 3,069. There's a potential. This is not a guarantee. There's a potential the price could come here or back into these areas. Okay, this is the previous week high, so it could very well hit this week high and then just go. Or it could come down into here and then go. Okay. And that's only if gold does continue on its buy, which like we still holding on to that until this market figures out what it wants to do and how it wants to react to these tariffs. And then if it were to go even further than that, this is possibly another buy area, this demand zone here that I'm creating with these dash lines, these green dash lines. I'm trying to get it right on here. There we go. Boom. Go. All right, so we could potentially see price go, where it go? Come from here down to this week and then go up, okay? Or it could come down here and then go up, okay? Or it could come down here and go up. So we have 1, 2, 3 areas to pay attention to. The price coming down to before pushing back up into a buy, and it's only if gold continues to go into that buy as it relates to these tariffs that are about to happen. Okay, so let me delete this off of here. Bam, and I can remove this because now I already have that on here. All right, so there we go. So now I'm going to go to the 1 hour, and then we're going to identify our buying areas and our selling areas. So I know someone may be like, "Oh, so should I just sell from here to here?" Here's why I'm going to say no. The only reason why I say no is because I've been using the EMA. Again, you do what you want to do, what works for you works for you. Okay, but I've been using the 50 EMA this year because this year the market has been moving differently for me based off of how I've been trading. I've had to add this to help me to get on and stay on track. Go at the beginning of this year, like January, I shared that with y'all. January, I got my tail handed to me trading, and I wasn't expecting that because I'm like, things are, how I normally go. Like that's how I felt. It was like, So when I started adding the 50 EMA to trading Forex and not just crypto like Bitcoin or whatever, that was a game changer for me. To just be able to see, the market's moving a bit different, and I can't trade how I was trading before, right? 100%. Let me rephrase that. I couldn't trade 100% how I traded before. So just adding that just helps me to make sure that I'm not jumping in and missing out on money because I'm looking at something short term when the EMA is telling me, hey, the long term is this way, right? So in this case, going here to here would be a short-term move, all right, because the EMA is right here. Now, again, that's not to say that you can't take it, because if the risk to reward is there, by all means, take it. So I'm going to give y'all an example. If you were to look at taking a sale here, if I were you, let me change this to white. If I were you, I would be looking for a price to break and close below here. Oh, let me do this. Boom, boom, and then break and close below for sale. Oops, not fro, for sale. And then let me fix that. Bam, there we go. And I keep doing it. So I could see, let's just get an estimation, right? So price breaks and close below here. If price breaks and close below here, we're looking at roughly 258. So that's actually good, as long as the stop loss is not greater than, let's say, 120, 125, right? So if you do that, and then the stop loss, you're talking about putting a stop loss above here, well, guess what? That's going to be greater than a risk to reward of 1 to 2. That's actually, that's not going to be a risk to reward of 1 to 2, is what I meant. So if you're looking for a risk to reward of 1 to 2, that won't be your play. Okay. So that would mean, if I were you, if you're looking for a risk to reward of 1 to 2, more than likely you should probably prepare for a buy, or you can tighten your stop loss, but there's a possibility that you may get stopped out. Okay, at that 120 or 100 or 80, pip stop loss, whatever you're gonna do, so that way you can do this. There's a possibility of that happening. I'm just letting you know. Okay. So if you want to do that, by all means, go for it. Okay. So we want to see a break and close for my aggressive traders, break, close, and retest. For my conservative traders, I know some people may say, but it doesn't always break, close, and retest, and that's fine. But if you find that when it breaks and closes and goes, and there's a higher percentage of the time where it doesn't work out in your favor, but there's a higher percentage of the time when it works out in your favor, when you do enter the trade after a break, close, and retest, you may want to stick with the break, close, and retest. Okay. Go with the one that gives you the higher win percentage than the one that makes you more comfortable, because you can get in the market like that. All right. So we want to see, again, for my aggressive, break and close below here. For my conservative, break, close, and retest below here. Okay. Price come down, comes back up into this area, and then forms a new sell pattern. Okay. Or whatever candle you need to see, or setup you need to see, to tell you whether it's just one sell candle and it closes and then you enter, or if it's 2 sell candles that close and you enter. That's up to you, whatever you're looking for. For us, we look for bearish candlestick patterns, and they have to confirm in a certain area. Okay. This way you can take this as a take profit 1, and that's only if this sets up for your risk to reward. Okay. For my people who scalp, I'm pretty sure y'all are going to be much higher than that. So for sure, like, this would be, let's see, so right in here for my scalpers. Yeah, see, even that, even right here, we're talking about 54 pips. The bottom of this low here, 100 and, what's this? 116. So yes, y'all can get something here for my scalpers. Okay. But those of us that day trade, swing traders, and whatnot, you definitely want to look for something that has the potential to go further, or just stick to the back. Okay. So I'm gonna do one more take profit point here. Turn this into green. And this is take profit 2. What? That's what they say. I'm the number one stunner. What? Number one stunner. What? My little one over here dancing to the instrumental. Big timers. Okay. All right. So now we have at least four. Okay. Um, y'all, you need to see break and close above this. Okay. Or break, close, and retest, whichever one. When break and close is for my aggressive people. Break, close, and retest is for my conservative people. And y'all, because this is an all-time high, if I were you, activate trail and stop loss. You need to, especially if you trade, it's totally up to you how you do it. TSL is trading stop loss. Okay? But you need to make sure you do that. Your amount of pips is totally up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do because you've been trading for a while. All right, I will tell you though, gold's pullbacks have become greater than 80 pips. I used to have or at least keep an 80 pip stop loss. Gold has been smashing that this entire year. Hence why I said I had to adjust and add the EMA because I'm like, yo, like even my stop loss now, I can't use the stop loss that I used to use. And that has forced me to take less trades in a month, honestly, because the setups haven't been there. And it's been very hard for me to get a risk to reward of 1 to 2 with an 80 pip stop loss. Trading gold specifically, not other stuff, gold specifically. So my stop losses have had to be much greater than that. We're talking about like 140, 160 has been like my max, 160. But the take profits have been pretty heavy. so yeah. There we go with that. So next we're gonna knock out the where is it at? Gonna knock out USDJPY. So it's saved already. Okay, cool. So yeah, I have that. So let's do USDJPY, and then I'm gonna add that to my watch list. Since we are doing this now, add okay, get on here. Settings, watch list. No, not add an alert. Where's the thing yet? It normally comes up. Oh, there you go. Bam. Okay, so now I'm going to move this up. Move this up here. Underneath go. Okay, there we go. Bam. So now I got USDJPY. Okay, so let's redo this. So again, for my people who are new, I'm about to do the top-down analysis. If you have never seen it before, you just joining, this is the perfect time to check this out. So that way you know how it goes. I'm going to get rid of a lot of these old lines because these are old profit areas and stuff. And I don't want to use the same thing and confuse myself and all that stuff, okay? So I'm on the week. So what I want to look for is the previous week high and the previous week low. This is the current week right here. This is where we are right now. And this is the previous week. This is the previous week high. Price went all the way up here. Okay. I don't do the close or the open. I do the high and the low. High and the low for me. There are some people who do the close and the open. That's not to say that they are wrong. We're all different. As long as you get the results you're looking for, that's what matters. Okay. That is what matters. Because what works for you may not work for me. And I've learned that too. All right, so this is my low here. I'll make this a bit bigger. Yep, I'm off. Let me pull this up a little bit. There we go. Bam. So now I got my previous week high and my previous week low identified. So now we're going to do day. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. I want to look at the previous day, which is right here. This is the current day. This is where we are right now. So this is the previous day. So just like go, oh no, this is a little bit higher. That's right there. I can't do both on top. So Okay, so the day high and week high are pretty much the same for USDJPY. So I'm going to delete this other one here, this other yellow line, because I don't want to have it on here anymore since I'm only going to have one yellow line. And this is actually pretty much the same. Wait, did I have this? Why do I have this right here? Oh, because this was a high. Oh my God. Well, no, why was this a high? Anyway, okay, so here we go. All right, so now I have my previous day high, previous day low identified. Okay, and then, oh, I forgot to delete this out of here. Bam. Okay, so now looking at this, I'm gonna make this a bit like that. I don't know what that was. All right, so looking at USDJPY on the day, we have had the sale occur, but looks like price is attempting to push up like buy. So it's looking like the US dollar is attempting to get that off of here. Okay. It looks like price is attempting to pull up, right? And the yen is a bit weaker than the US dollar is. So we may see the buy occur for this. Let's look at the week and see if it's showing the same thing. Yep. So it's the same thing. Week was selling, and then the week is showing right now that it's attempting to build up momentum for that buy. And I'm gonna keep it down until I'm gone. So where you at, dirty? Where you at, dirty? Where you at, dirty? Where you at, dirty? He's going in the hood hop. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, my song came on. I used to love this. Used to love this. All right. So now looking at the 4 hour, this is where my old areas are at for the sale. So we have our supply zone here. Price did come in here and then push down into a sale, but it got close to our, oh my goodness. Right out there, silly weeks. Got a red bird that keep hitting our like at our house. It comes here every single day, y'all. And so it takes at our windows and on our front door. That was like really hard. I hope silly weeks is okay. My husband named the bird too. I was like, I'm gonna get some bird seeds and stuff, and then just so that way the bird can have some food. I don't know if it's a boy or girl, but the bird can come have some food. Anyway, see that's country living right there. All right, so looking at this, it was in the supply zone. It got close to this golden zone here, the 50%, 61.8%, right? It got close here, and then it just took off into a buy on the 4 hour. So yeah, and this is an engulfing, bullish engulfing, plus that bullish engulfing was confirmed. So looking at this on the 4 hour, I'm like, we could see, price at a bare minimum come back into the supply zone or hit that previous week high again. Okay. And if the momentum stays and the US dollar strengthens, especially after these tariffs, if US dollar strengthens, then we could definitely see USDJPY push on up. Okay. Past this previous week high. But there's no guarantee. So I'm not gonna change anything because hold on. Let me see. I might. Let's see. Because it went down here. Oh, I can adjust it a bit. Let me adjust the supply zone a bit. Seems like Ladybug like this beat too. And she keep dancing to it. Moving her body. Go ahead, girl. All right, so let me do this, and then we're gonna adjust this a bit. So now we have a new supply zone based off of this previous sale here. Okay. Bam. So this price, this is a high, and then this is a low. So that's what I did. So now we have a supply zone here. And then price could come in here. This 50%, 61.8%. This golden zone here, it could come in here and push back down. So I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to do this because I don't want to have too many things on here to confuse myself or others. Yeah, dirty. Yeah, dirty. Yeah, dirty. Keep it dirty. Until I'm gone. Yeah, dirty. Yeah, dirty. Laura over here dancing, y'all. I wish I could see her. Well, I don't want y'all to see her. No, no. The song gone off, ma'am. Okay. All right. So there we have that one updated. So this is what we're looking for. If price does not close above here, this golden zone, then we could see a sell. Okay. We could see price go back into a sell, and then we'll have the areas identified. Okay. So let me do this. Go down to the 1 hour now. So we can identify our buy and sell areas. ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. All right, so ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. It's an ASAP, 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 ASAP. 8 8 ASAP. All right, let's go. So here we go. So make this white. So we know this is what we need to see. Price breaking close above, breaking close above for buy. Bam. And we only have this. All right, so looking from here to here, that's 41. Okay, so this is one. Take profit 1 for buy. 2 for the buy. Bam. And then 3. This is going to be 3. Okay. And so this is another reason why I like to do the top-down analysis, because it helps with identifying potential profit areas, right? So like from here to here, that's a 30 pip move. So especially if you're a scalper, you're like, oh yeah, I'm in there. You'll probably break this in half because this was like 40, 41, whatever it was. You'll probably break that in half as a scalper. Okay. But we need to see breaking close above. Okay. And again, this is for my people who are aggressive. You just do break and close. If you're conservative, you do break, close, and retest. All right. And again, these are not required to be your areas. These are areas of interest for you. Okay. You may find something better. By all means, run with what you see. Okay. So from here to here is 22. So I would more than likely see price break below this previous day high. Price would need to break and close below this day high here, because then it'll definitely be under this EMA, this 50 EMA. And we have a bit of room too. Break and close below. You better get it, girl. All right, so break and close. For my aggressive people, break, close, and retest. For my conservative folks out here, this is take profit 1 because that was like 30 something pips. So TP1 for sale. And again, risk to reward, please make sure your risk to reward is on point. We should be looking for, at a minimum, for my day traders out there, risk to reward of 1 to 2. If you are not doing that, then more than likely you're putting your account at risk and you may be in the negative. You are on the verge of blowing an account. Okay. That is definitely possible of happening. So let's do this. So let's see how far this is between these two. 30 pips. Okay, so that's good. And then we're going to do this one here, down here. And oops, this one right here. My bad. There we go. Ooh, that's too far. Hold on. Let's see how many this is. 28. Okay. So um that looks like more though. Okay. So I'll leave it at that. And this is gonna be this is three. 2, 3. Sale. Now, because these two are super close, it's totally up to you between that TP3 that I have and the previous month low. Um, y'all can choose if you want to use this area or this previous month low. Totally up to you. Okay, let's see how many pips this is between the two. 9, 10 pips. Okay, yeah, so 11 pips. All right, and that's it. All right, so now screenshot. Time for screenshot. There you go. And last one is SPS 500. And I'm gonna add this to my watch list. This is what I'm trading for 2025. And so yeah. Okay. Right here. Bam. All right. So now we're gonna adjust this. We're gonna do top down analysis on this one too, and wrap this up. Okay. Let's go. And take this out. Take this out. There we go. Again, share, share, share. Share, share, share. And if you have any questions, like I said, I know some people may be watching a replay. Even if you have a question and you're watching a replay, you can still type it in the comments. All right. And then I can come back and answer it later. If you're live and you have a question, all right, then by all means type it in the chat and then I'll be able to answer it here in a second. Again, for those who have just joined, this is your first time joining. All right, I'm doing a top-down analysis. Top-down analysis is how I am able to identify what price has the potential to return to. And this helps me with identifying areas that I want to either consider entering at or saying, you know what, this ain't it. And this also helps me with identifying potential profit areas too. It does both for me. And if you're just joining and you have not done so yet, first of all, thank you. I appreciate it. But make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up as well to let people know that we are live, even though we're almost done, but we are live. And hit the notification bell if you have not done so yet. Okay. So that way you know when I am live and you're not late to the party. Okay. And then lastly, hit the notification bell. Share, 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 share. Sharing is caring, y'all. Sharing is caring. I need to adjust this a little bit because clearly that wasn't the bottom. Oh wait, I'm tripping. Oh my gosh. I was on the week. What happened? Well, let me make this a bit bigger. Well, I was right. Oh. Okay, so let's go back to today. Okay, so this is the previous day here. So the previous day low and previous week low are the same for SPX 500. So this is actually a little bit different than USDJPY and gold because both of their day and week highs were the same. This one is the day and the week low are the same. So this is the previous day. So that's why I've got the high here, and then this is the low. There's no lower shadow here. So, but yeah, so the highs are the same. So this is where we are today. So So SPX 500 is attempting, looks like this is attempting to pull back up, and this may be pullback for a potential buy. We don't know yet. But if this one doesn't close for today, if it doesn't close in a buy, then we definitely could see continuation for the sale with SPX 500. And that would be devastating to some people who have been investing in SPX and they got in at a higher price, or S&P 500 and they got in at a higher price. If they're cost average, right, that they've been buying into the S&P 500, if it's not super low, then yeah, they're probably hurting right now. Okay. There are a lot of people investing in the stock market that are like, I don't blame y'all, man. Okay, so this is the day. So sell is what we've been seeing. So this could potentially be right here. This could potentially be a pullback to go into the buy. Okay, but if this doesn't close in a buy and it's closing in a sell, then yeah, we got our continuation for the sale. Okay, for sure. Or even if it's like a doji candle or something, then we could possibly see continuation for the sale. Okay, because y'all know them doji candles represent indecisiveness. Okay, in the market. So investors are trying to figure out what in the world am I gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay, so 4 hour. Well, we are definitely way up here, so I'm gonna remove this because this has no value right now at this very moment. Same thing, this is way up there, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete this too. And then I'm gonna do this last sale here. So this high here, move this up some. So this high here to this low here, okay? Because we want to see if SPX 500 is indeed going to continue selling, right? So I want to identify areas where it has previously sold and had strong selling momentum before reversing a bit, okay? So on the 4 hour, this is showing us we've had a bit of a sale. It's formed a lower, another low here, a lower low, right? This was the previous low from the 13th. This low is lower than that one, okay, for sure. And then, of course, it's lower than these lows here. All right, so let's see where our supply zone will be, which is right here. Let me change this to red. So y'all I don't know if y'all noticed, but I color code my stuff so that way I know what I'm looking for. So if I see a red dash line, that means that that's a supply zone for me. So price could potentially push down in a sale, right? If I see a green dash line or two green dash lines, so that tells me, that tells my brain, oh, this is the demand zone, and I could be looking for a potential buy. Okay. Again, it's not guaranteed because nothing is guaranteed in the market, but this just gives us an idea of what could be happening in the market. Okay. What could be on the horizon. So now I'm going to identify my golden zone, which is the 50% and the 61.8%. This is another area where price could push back down into a sell. So if you see these boxes here on my screen and they're red with the white outline, that means I'm looking for price to push up here and possibly bust back down into a sell. If it was green, then I would be expecting price to come down and then push back up into a buy. Okay, red for me in these boxes means sell potential. Green boxes mean buy potential. Okay, again, nothing is guaranteed because the market could change in any second. All right, so bam, I got that done. So now we're looking for potential sale again. All right, possibly. All right, so now 4 hours been showing us it's been selling. We have a bit of a reversal here. The price could come up. And since the 50 EMA is in that golden zone, then price could touch here, pierce it, whatever, and then go back into a sale. Okay. Again, nothing is guaranteed in the market. We do what we do. All right, so let's go. Last thing, we're going to identify our potential profit areas and then go from there. So if I wanted to buy, there's a couple of things that I personally need. I need the EMA, the candlestick to be above the EMA for me to buy. Two, I needed to break and close an area. Okay. So the EMA is down here. So that means price has to break and close at a bare minimum here. Now here's the thing with SPX 500. Let's do this from here to here. You want to trade in this? I think not. Okay. You can. Nothing wrong with you. You can if you want to, but I won't. Okay. So I will be looking for price to break and close out of this period and then look for it to continue to go up. So I'm going to do my little white line here. And this would need to be for a buy. And remember, everything we do, y'all, we need to see our risk to reward present. If there's no potential for the risk to reward, you don't take it. Don't take it, y'all. Seriously, I got it. People want money. You want money right now, and that's fine. But please don't jeopardize your livelihood behind a trade and going all the way in. So we're talking about 260. Okay. So bam. So we can do this, and that's only if the risk to reward is there. And then we're doing the same thing for the supply zone here. CP2 for buy and 3 for buy. And if y'all want to find one in between the supply zone and the previous week high, by all means, you can. I'm only going to do those 3 for right now. And then I want to identify the sale. So this break and close below this previous week low, definitely. Actually, no, I'm going to do this. Because even if it does come here, price needs to break this to say, yeah, we got a sale. So I know this is right here, y'all, but price didn't keep going. So I'm going to do this. Bam, for sale. Okay. Cool. And then again, break and close for my for my aggressive people, break and close, break, close, and retest for my conservative people. Okay. Totally up to you. Oh, I gotta delete this. My bad. Let me get this out of here. Let me get this out. Damn. Okay. So let's see if we can find some sale areas. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to go to the 4 hour. I'm probably gonna have to go to the 4. Yeah, I had to go back too far. All right, I'm gonna go to the 4. See if I can find some sale areas here. There we go. Bam. All right, so it looks like one here. That looks good. And the bottom of this here. I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna look to see if I can find something over here closer. Let's see this here. That's a big gap right here. Let's see. Let's see, that's 300. Let's see if I can find something closer. Don't look like it. All of this is hitting there. Okay, so yeah, and that's only if this sells. Okay, so let me go back to the hour and then we're gonna wrap this up. All right, I know I'm a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it's all good. All right, so again, y'all, I color code everything just so that way I can make sure that everything is good to go and I know what I'm looking for. So these green lines represent my take profit points. If I have different colors, it's because it's part of my top-down analysis. That's the reason why I type in here what my take profit points are. So there's that. Boom. And you can have a fourth one if you want. If you don't, that's totally up to you. Okay. Bam. All right. So screenshot. Screenshot. There we go. Screenshot. We should be good to go. All right. So we have US 30. USDJPY, Gold, SPS 500, all three of those are marked up. Like I said, with gold, y'all, please make sure that you are being mindful. Tariffs. So if you do buy gold, you need to activate your trailing stop loss. That's what TSL stands for, trailing stop loss. You need to identify how many pips. Like I told y'all, I've been noticing that, listen, gold has been pulling back massively. And when I used to keep like a 60, 80 pip stop loss, I got crushed in the beginning of this year. And so I had to expand my stop loss as a day trader, and now going into swing trading too. I had to, increase my stop loss to between like 140, 180, or 140, 160. You know what I'm saying? I think the most I've done is 180, but yeah, like I've been doing that. But the good thing is I've been earning, 300 or more pips when I do that, but I take less trades though. So that's the compromise in a sense. All right. So hopefully everybody got it. That's it. That's all, y'all. I've shown you 3 different things. I've talked to you about tariffs, so that way we're prepared for the month of April. If using the EMA helps you, by all means, keep doing it. If what I'm showing you and how I identify, how I do my top-down analysis, how I identify my potential entry areas, how I identify my profit areas, if those things help you and you have been making money using them, y'all, sharing is caring. Type it in the comments, okay? If you've taken any of the trades that I gave for the month of March, or not gave, but I've shown you and I walked through them just like I just did. If you took any of those trades and you made money, share it in the comments. You don't have to put the amount of money you made, okay? If you took a lesson or two, I shared with y'all how January was like the worst month for me, like in a very long time of trading, but it was the adjustment that I had to make, right? It's okay if you don't have great months back to back. It's okay if you don't have every week is great. It's okay, y'all, because that comes with trading. You're going to win some and you're going to lose some. But the thing is, if we're practicing risk management, then we're more likely to keep more of the money that we've made than give it all back, okay? Because we're focusing on doubling our reward, doubling our risk in reward, okay? So we're risking 100, we're looking to get 200. We're risking 200, we're looking to get 400. We're risking 1,000, we're looking to get 2,000. That makes sense, okay? Every single time we get into the market, that's what we're doing. So with that being said, y'all, I normally have the slides, but I'll be back next week. Here's the thing, though, y'all. I'm thinking about if this time is not working, which clearly it is not working for people, to watch live or whatnot, then I may have to switch days. But the thing is, that means we won't be able to do like a week ahead, because I will not do it on Sunday, because I have made a commitment to God that I'm not doing any work on Sunday. Okay. So I relax on Sunday. I go do my services, go to church, read my Bible, all those things. I spend time with God. I spend time with my family on Sundays. And so Monday is when I'm back in action. So if Monday is not working for people, then the only thing I can say is I probably do Wednesday. But Wednesday is normally my day off. So it may end up being like a weekend review and prepare for the next week. So it may go to Friday. I may end up having to move to Friday. And that's Friday evening. So we'll see, guys. But if Monday is not working for everybody, then we'll just have to switch it up. Okay. And I'm fine with it. But the thing is, it has to be on during days and times that work for me and my family. Because I do run a business too. All right. So as of right now, the next live session will be next Monday, which is April 7th. Okay. So as of right now, the next live session will be April 7th at 12 p.m. Central. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. That is 10 a.m. Pacific. If anything changes, y'all, you will see it here on YouTube. I'll put up a post to let you guys know that the date and the time has changed, and that way you can be prepared. And also, if you're part of the Prosperity Calls community, you would get an email notification well in advance to let you know, hey, date and time has changed, and this is going to be the new date and time. So that way you can set your alarm, hit the notification bell if you haven't already, so that way you know when I am live. Okay, so that's it. That's all. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful week. Be careful, be safe, but also be smart in these markets this week. All right, so that's it. I'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.